This is a homemade broadcast radio production.
Who do you think are the two funniest men in Tampa Bay radio? Well, if you ask that question to folks who live here, a lot of them would say...
Now, it's the Johnny B. Show on 102.5 The Bone.
I'm sorry, Will. She does teenagers and kids.
God damn it! I've shoved a lot of big old brown ding-dongs in my mouth in my day.
It's a joke.
John Bell. As you know, I call him John Bell. People call him John Bell. Sort of a cool name.
I don't sleep well. I have been separated.
Who says anything?
Black lady.
You are my little Willie Bean.
Oh, here we are. We are live 2 days in a row. It is the Johnny B Show online, brought to you by the very popular stream you normally see with HMB Radio, as you can see in the bottom of the screen. Along with me, the creator of the homemade broadcast and my co-host and producer on our FM show and now our online show, the one and only Big Will Coons. Are you here?
I am here. Hey.
Oh,
sorry.
there you go. Hey, bud.
Technical difficulties. What's up?
Oopsies. What's going on?
I was trying to fix my bed. I broke my bed today. Well, I don't know if it was today or not. I had one of those cheap IKEA beds.
Yeah.
You know?
How'd you break it, Daddy? You getting it in?
I mean, no, probably just too fat for it, to tell you.
All
the
right.
But I don't know. Maybe that's what it was. I hope. That's a story I'm going to go with, that it was, nasty sex.
Yeah.
But I bought these. I had this box spring that was kind of underneath that was from a really old bed, and it had this rickety wood in it. And every time you got up, it'd be really squeaky, And I'm thinking, I don't even know if I need this for sure, because it's one of those IKEA beds that it kind of looks like a mattress could sit on there and be supported, but I feel like it needed some sort of wood pieces, like
okay,
go across to kind of support it,
Right, some boards across it, support beams.
The new beds, I think they're not just a mattress that's really soft. It has it feels like a pretty solid surface underneath, but I don't know. And it had the frame that's built in. It kind of has these metal pieces that kind of go in, and it looks like a mattress could sit on there just fine. It's got an X pattern and a big support beam in the middle. So I'm like, maybe I don't even need those slats, but I don't know. I don't feel comfortable without them, just putting a mattress on her. So I went to IKEA, bought these cheap slats, but the bed's broken on my side that I sleep on. So I'm assuming I'm just too fat for it. So the slats just fall out. And so far I haven't fallen through, but I feel like that could be a possibility at some point, but I'm not sure. And it's a little frightening.
I thought you were going to get a bed in a box, one of those companies. I thought you were going to do that. Did you do that?
I did. Yeah,
okay.
I did that a while ago, but it doesn't that doesn't include the actual frame portion.
All right. Yeah, we got one of those fancy I forget the name of it. It's not purple, it's not the other, but it's one of those. And when we bought it, she chose the company that was I guess endorsed by fat people for being, stronger for fat people.
Yeah, right.
And now I don't even need it anymore. Now I'm just a chubby person. I could sleep on a normal bed.
Send it over my way. I could probably use it.
You're not fat. You're still
fat enough.
30 pounds lighter than me,
Yeah, I don't know. I still feel like I'm fat enough. I got to figure out a solution to this thing, though. I was actually looking at other bed frames to buy on Facebook Marketplace.
Okay.
Just to see. I don't know. But I don't know. Like, maybe this one's fine. I just don't want to tempt fate. I feel like your bed has to be a place of security and love and fulfillment. And I don't want to have a scenario where I'm sleeping peacefully and just fall through.
Yeah.
That's gonna be truly a nightmare, literally and figuratively. So I got to figure this out at some point. I can fix the slats in the morning, and it seems to be fine throughout the day. But for whatever reason, I guess because the frame is kind of bent down a little bit, they just kind of fall out. Stupid.
Right. Gotcha. I'm looking at the comments, and for some reason, it's not showing me what they're saying. I see Alyssa and Scott in the comments, but it's not letting me see
Oh
exactly.
yeah, it's just a box.
Little box. Yeah, you're getting that too?
Yeah, Scott, same thing, just a box.
Okay. Weird.
Yeah.
If you want to interact with us also on social media, you could see in the framework here on the stream, we have everything right there for you. On Twitter at Johnny B Comedy, at home_made_man, hashtag B-holes on there. We can find you easier. And of course, on everything else, including Instagram, TikTok, and all that jive. I am Johnny B Tampa, and Will is home_made_man consistently across the board. Also, willsyoutube.com is where you can go directly through the website to the YouTube where this will be streaming. And also johnnybcomedy.com is where you can find everything that I'm doing, comedy schedule, streams, social media, all that jive. Oh, look, we're getting something from Photo Day Pros. Hey, boys, glad to see you. You're on. Okay, so I see them, or I see him.
I wonder
We'll
if
figure it out.
I wonder if it was an emoji or something that just can't display.
Okay.
Possibility.
Makes sense. Now, do you know Alyssa, or is she just a listener?
I don't believe I know Alyssa personally. No.
Gotcha. All right. She's her profile pic is lovely.
Agreed.
Yes. Yes. I'm just saying more Alyssas. You know what I mean? Not that we have ugly listeners. I mean, we don't. We have some very attractive ones, but we do have some that are so ugly. It kind of brings, it lowers the curve, as far as that goes.
I understand what you're saying, and
Yeah.
I agree. I'm in agreement with you. Yes.
Okay, good. Perfect. All right, great.
Say to Alyssa before you're married?
Oh, no, I wasn't feeling those feelings, Will. Okay. It was strictly admiration of a good photo is all.
I'm just saying you got about 2 weeks left, so you might as well get all the perviness out now.
I have 12 days. 12 days. See, she says, just a big fan of you. Thank you, Alyssa. I try to tell people that we're big with girls, right? They love us. It's true.
Big with girls and big girls.
Big girls and normal girls. And we found out, about a year ago, that we might be the most popular show with LGBTQ&I listeners. I mean,
wow.
We were joking around one night about how we have gay listeners, and we had 3 hours of phone calls from like everybody in the community. It was crazy. It was amazing. Really was.
Truly.
Yeah.
Humbling.
We have reach and range. That's what matters. It's Tuesday, so we're going to try to give you some of the stuff that we would normally give you on a Tuesday on the FM show. The Lightning are playing tonight. They are losing right now to the Boston Bruins 1-0. That is going on the bone right now, if you want to listen to that. But if you're here, that means you probably wanted to see us instead. So thank you for that. Your loyalty means the world to us. So we're going to try to do some of the stuff we would do on Tuesdays. Big story of the day. Woke news is what we normally do on Tuesdays at 9:00. This isn't going to be a full 2-hour show because we don't have commercials. So we're just condensing everything. You get no commercials. It's beautiful, right? Well,
it's a hoot. I tell you, that the beauty of podcasting is it could be 5 minutes, it could be 4 hours, and anything in between. I don't know what the world record is for the world's longest podcast, but we will not be getting into that realm at any point in our lives.
I mean, it might be Rogan. I think his average podcast is about 3 hours a day. So yeah, but he's also making $100 million on that deal. So you give me $100 million, I would never stop. I would stream in my sleep, everything.
Well, it's kind of weird that anybody has a technology to kind of do this too. You can stream, from your phone even now. It's wild. Like I'm recording, I'm not going to be here this weekend, but we want to get a new weekly checkup out on Saturday. So I'm recording with Frank from Lifeguard tomorrow morning. And then we're just going to do this. Just going to come into the mobile studio, going to record something real quick, and then just put it out there. And it's just from his phone. He doesn't. I don't know if he's not a tech savvy guy or if he just doesn't mess with this type of stuff. But he was very confused about the process of just clicking on the link. He thought I was going to call him or he was going to call me.
Right.
And I had to explain that, no, you just click on a link. And that was like, blew his mind.
Yeah,
But
you'll be able to FaceTime right from your iPhone. Like, what? Yeah.
Yeah.
And look, they're using that. It's not like it's shabby technology. They're doing iPhone FaceTimes on major networks. Like you see it on big news networks. You see people FaceTiming in, journalists doing it. You see it on sports networks all the time, whether it's ESPN or if it's one of the really good streaming shows. Like I'm a big fan of Pat McAfee. They just FaceTime people in, and the audio they find a way to clean it up, and live, and it sounds good enough. And I guess they would rather have that than have no content at all. And it's gotten way better. I remember when people would Skype in on their phones and it would be trash. But now, I mean, these phones are pretty good. I mean, even like an iPhone 8 is good enough to give you a pretty good FaceTime stream on something like this, but they just get better and better. So it's good. You have the link up to the stream right now. If somebody would like to hop in and join us, they can do so. We'll put them in the lobby and then pop them on in. It's like our way of letting you call in since we don't have a phone line set up. And to be quite honest, we could do that, but that it's really janky on these streams because it starts ringing in the middle of us talking.
There's
And
gotta be, dude, I've been looking forever to figure out a way to do it. There has to be a way to do that. But I got to be honest, even some of these major, podcasts that are out there, they seem to have problems with the call-in lines. You got to have like that T1 line or whatever that you could just plug in, and then you got to pay for the phone system. And I'm not there yet.
right.
I don't think
Plus,
most are.
the bigger shows that are using the same program we're using here, StreamYard, the bigger shows have a producer because you could produce this show from 5 different places and be on the same stream. The bigger shows have producers that aren't on air. They're not even on screen, but they are handling phone calls. They're handling putting up video clips. They're handling audio cues, everything else. So when you see those and you go, wow, that looks so good. It sounds so good. And it just seems like something that you would get from, XM radio or from an FM show. It's because there's a team kind of doing it all at the same time where we're just a 2-man team like always. So it's really hard for us to take calls and do all that stuff without it sounding like a complete jumbled mess. So that's why we're not doing it.
Yeah. And I don't have the money.
It's not that bad.
One line. If I had a T1 line in here, I mean, I feel like I'd be pretty much ready to go. I know that even the boards that we have, these Rode, what are they called?
Rodecaster Pros.
Yeah. I mean, those are pretty expensive. But I guess like I was thinking about Mike's home studio. Mike still has all the like equipment from the radio station in there that I guess he bought and put it in. So I don't know if this would be like radio ready. Like I don't know if you could do a guaranteed show every morning. And then I feel like you'd have to have 2 internet providers. You'd have to have a generator. Like you'd have to have everything kind of figured out in case the power goes out or one internet goes down, whatever. But maybe one day. But in the meantime, this works just fine.
Yeah, as soon as Diane gets us those weight loss endorsements and everything that she promised us, we'll be ready to go. So I just got to lose enough weight so I can get paid off by all the people that are going to give me money for my my weight loss.
What is your thoughts on people actually paying up on that?
I don't know. I kind of believe they are. Like I'm really confident in Dr. Susan. I mean, she seems super duper, legit, and I don't doubt the other folks either. And I wrote everybody down too that committed back in February.
Do you have contact info? Email? Do you have contact info, email, phone number, all that stuff?
I'm social media friends with most of them, I think, but I'm trying to find. I have so many notes. I got stuff written down everywhere, and it's all unorganized. At any time, I can go through here, and I will see football picks from last year. I'll see comedy bits from 6 months ago that I never went and worked on. I'll see show notes. I mean, I really got to get organized. This is ridiculous. I got passwords for websites, everything in these stupid pages. But one of these has, oh, here it is. I got it right here. Ta-da! This is the list of the commitments.
Oh, read them
for
off. Yeah, read them off and put
All
them
right.
on this right now. They better start saving their Christmas money up.
weight loss sponsors. And look, tomorrow is weigh-in Wednesday. We'll be live on 102.5 The Bone, and it might be the last weigh-in Wednesday. So I might have to just go with whatever the weight is tomorrow as the payoff weight, because I don't think we're on air the Wednesday before the wedding.
Let me
So
look this up here
yeah,
and look it up right
I
now.
think tomorrow might be it. So I may fall short of the 100 pounds on tomorrow's. I mean, I'm probably going to fall short of. I'm 9 pounds away last weigh-in, so I may just have to get as close as I can get tomorrow.
No, Wednesday will be the 7th.
Yeah, I'm at the Luna Lounge, and I guess I will be coming back.
Okay.
In time for the show. Okay, so
Yeah.
I'll have one final weigh-in.
One final one after this.
Okay, so they don't have to pay up until next Wednesday, right before the wedding.
Day. Yeah. Now, was there a stipulation? I forget. I remember Dr. Susan said something along the lines of, I'll pay no matter what if you don't make, but there was people that you had to make the 100 pounds goal in order to collect, or was that a stipulation?
I don't know if it was an actual stipulation. The goal was 100 pounds, but I think everybody just agreed to sponsor me for a certain amount per pound. And that's what Dr. Susan kind of clarified that too. She goes, look, if you lose 60 pounds, I'll give you $600 because she's at $10 a pound.
Yeah,
which
Dr.
is
Susan,
crazy.
that is crazy. Yeah, Susan's got too much money.
And dude, honestly, like I don't even want to take it, but I think it would be an insult not to. And I'm going to have the greatest honeymoon with her money. Like I plan on using it for exactly what it is, a wedding gift. Like we're going to go to Haiti and the Bahamas and where else are we going? Jamaica, you know,
Haiti?
Yeah, well, it's an island outside of Haiti that's owned by Royal Caribbean.
Gotcha.
That the locals aren't allowed to be on.
Right.
They're not even allowed to have earthquakes or anything on this island. It's not allowed. But yeah, it's a really nice island outside. Yeah, I don't want to go to inside Haiti if I don't have to, you know?
No, I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah, didn't they just kidnap a bunch of Americans there like last year? And I think they still have them. A bunch. It was they were on a missionary group. It was like 30 people in Haiti that have been kidnapped there for a while. I don't know if they ever got to go home.
Wow.
But it was big news for a while. And then after a while, people were like, whatever, man, they got the Christians, whatever. I don't care. But yeah, I don't want to go. I don't want to go really too far into any, S-hole country. No offense, Haiti. You know what I mean?
Well, that's pretty much limits any of them. They're all pretty bad.
But the point is, I'm going to use Susan's money on this vacation. The other sponsors, and look, these are all notable listeners. Michael Flynn, good guy.
Yeah.
He emails me all the time, telling me how great my progress is. He's rooting me on. Like he's a real cheerleader, right? He's at $1 a pound, which is awesome. Matthew Nolan, who I believe, if I'm not mistaken, owns a gym. He's at $5 a pound, which that's big. You know what I mean? That's a big one. And then John Brooks is another great listener, a guy that DMs me funny memes and videos pretty much every day. Good dude. He's at $3 a pound, which is also huge. So I mean, all these are really generous. And like I said, all these people I've connected with more than once. So it's not just some dum-dums. These are real diehard beeholes that actually care about my health. And they were here at the forefront at the beginning when I was in really, really bad shape. I mean, I was not doing well. Like I didn't really talk about it on air, like my health issues and stuff. But I was I really needed to get on the ball. I really did, and I'm really happy I did because now, I got a weird situation. Will I don't know what I'm going to wear on my honeymoon because nothing fits me anymore. I have like 3 shirts that I can wear that aren't football jerseys or hoodies, that don't hang off of me. Like I can wear a jersey, like this jersey was way too small on me. I not only got into it, but now it fits very comfortable. But I have like almost everything I wear now is just it's a dress, and I look ridiculous, and I don't want to be on a honeymoon looking like a moron. Especially we have 2 formal nights, so yeah, I got to go out and use some of this money to buy some clothes for the honeymoon. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's you could probably fit into like hit up like a Ross or Marshalls, TJ Maxx.
Easily. Yeah,
And
I don't have to go to big and tall anymore at all, which is awesome.
and now we're getting into winter, so they're gonna have probably a lot of summer clothes that are gonna be coming in. So now would probably be a good time to go get yourself like some swimming trunks and
Mhm.
like swim. Do you swim?
I'm going to because we're on a cruise in another country, so I'm not really embarrassed, like what I look like in a pool. I wouldn't want to do it around here, because people are like, look at Johnny B, nice boobs, fatso. I don't want to do that. Oh, look at that loose skin, gross. But I'm on a cruise. I'm in another country, whatever. I don't care. I'm letting it all out. I'm not going to be embarrassed of anything. This is my body. I'm doing the best I can with it. I'm in the pool. That's it. I will say this. I'm going to pick my spots. I plan on getting in the jacuzzi in the pool when we're in port. They do. I know normally on cruises they'll clean like the pools and the jacuzzis when people leave, but then they fill them up pretty quick. So while everybody's spending way too much money on like tchotchkes and stuff that they can take home with them, I'm gonna be in the jacuzzi by myself with Leah. Just like hanging out. The bells in the jacuzzi. All to ourselves. Go to the buffet. It's all ours. Nobody's there. So I mean, we're gonna pop into a couple of the ports, but I don't want to hang out. Like I'm not getting off in the Bahamas. I've been there. Trash. I ain't doing it. Nope.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Bahamas is nice in certain spots. Of course, it's a paradise in certain spots. But yeah, I'm kind of tend to agree with you a little bit. Flying into the airport there at Madhouse, complete house. You're just walking out, and there's people just like, get in my car.
It's a van.
Take you to where
Taxi vans. You get in with like 8 people you don't know, and the guy's just running people over, and there's goats in the street. And you're like, what am I doing? This is like Why Mama Gone Wild. I can't live like this. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, if you go to Bahamas, you go to the Atlantis, the casino resort, and then you don't leave it. That's it.
Yeah, you got a nice beach there. Nice. Yeah, that's the place to go gambling, all that good stuff. Where are you going? You're going to Jamaica. How many stops on this cruise?
I think it's Jamaica and then Haiti and then I think the Bahamas, and I think that's it. I think there's more days, a couple days at sea. It's a 6-day cruise. Perfect amount of time. Like I said, I don't even care about getting off. I don't even want to get off the cruise.
Yeah.
Like I'm there to be pampered, to just enjoy all the amenities on this giant boat. It's one of the biggest boats in the fleet. It's got everything you need on it. We've done all the drink packages. Like we got unlimited drinks. We got unlimited upgrades on the restaurants. So I'm planning on gaining at least 7 pounds on this cruise. It's going to just be a complete like vacation. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be perfect. We've already made reservations for all the shows. Like, call me a nerd, but I'm excited about seeing the Grease on the boat because I saw videos and they do a pretty good production of Grease. That's all I'm saying. And we got the upgrades. We're going to be right up front. Like, we're definitely going to be living the Gen X cruising life for 6 days. It's going to be fun.
Okay, I like that. I have very mixed emotions about cruise. Right now, I'm open to them again, but I said I would never go on another cruise again because it's like being on a nice prison.
Yeah.
You have you have access to food, you go to dance clubs, you can drink, but I mean that's really about it. I remember getting up in the morning, having breakfast, and I went on the Carnival.
Oh God, dude.
And I know that wasn't ideal because they let any animal on that boat, including me.
Dude, have you seen the videos? Like right now, one of the biggest trends on TikTok is Carnival Cruise videos. It's World Star now. I don't know. I went on a Carnival Cruise in 2006 and it was okay. But look, I'm sorry if there's somebody out there that's listening and, I apologize if I'm crapping on your company, but TikTok's doing it, not me. I'm telling you, it is like a World Star video 24/7.
Yeah, that's kind of what it was like, but it was like every sort of trash, every color of trash.
Oh yeah. That's what I mean too. I'm not pointing out any specific racial group. It's more of an economic group. So it's the trash of the trash. and it's every race. It's just World Star. That's all it is.
Yeah. Yeah. And the food made me sick. It tasted okay, but it was like a cafeteria kind of food. Like the prime rib was overcooked. And I'm like, prime rib from what animal is this? Because I don't know if this is beef. This just doesn't seem right.
Yeah.
But and it was, I was just bored. It was like you're just getting drunk on a boat, and that's fun, but I don't want to do that for 7 days. 3 days maybe.
No, this cruise we're on, like I said, it's huge. It has like putt. It has giant. It must have 20 giant water slides. It's got these giant slides that go from the top of the boat, the 16th deck, all the way to the bottom. It's got all kinds of crazy stuff like that. I mean, really, there's 100 things to do. It's pretty nuts. I mean, all kinds of shows. There's a karaoke club in there where they have, like a really good following of people that come in there. I'm going to probably be in that bitch every night, so it's going to be fun. And like I said, with the unlimited drink packages and everything else, it's going to be, you sleep in, you wake up, you have a fantastic breakfast, you do something, you hang out, you walk around, or you just sit out. We upgraded our room. We got the big penthouse balcony. So maybe 2 or 3 hours after breakfast, you just hang out on the balcony and just take in the Atlantic Ocean. I mean, yeah, I'm all about that. And that'll be when we use our Wi-Fi. Remember you said, why did you get the Wi-Fi? Maybe when I'm hanging out on the balcony, soaking it all in, maybe then I'll get on and I'll check my Instagram, my Twitter, kick my feet up, have a drink, maybe smoke a cigar. I don't know if they'll let you on the balcony, but still, I think they have a cigar bar in the boat too. So I'll probably be hanging out there a little bit. I mean, there's just a lot of stuff to do. It's going to be a blast. There's a giant arcade with all kinds of crazy stuff. Full casino with poker and everything. So, I mean, there's everything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I like I said, I'm kind of open to the idea again, but I was after those actually I went on more than one Carnival cruise, and I was like, after every one, I was like, I'm never doing this again. And then I went back, but maybe a different cruise line. I would entertain the idea. I don't know. I feel like cruises are like fully back now because they were off for a while. So now it's no restrictions, no COVID stuff. Like it's just full tilt debauchery on the.
I want to find a way this year. And I know every year we've been sad because we don't get invited, but we've never pushed it. And I think this year I'm just going to swallow my pride and try to get us on the Calta cruise this year. I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to tell Mike,
good luck with it.
I want to go on the Calta cruise.
Yeah.
Get us on.
He's probably going to be like, all right, we'll call Accent on Travel.
call the Diane at Accent on Travel. They've been doing that with her from day one. Like she's who I talked to in 2011 to set up my room and everything. Super awesome. She is really awesome over there. But no, I mean, look, we may have to work the promo while we're on the boat. We may have to hang some promo banners.
No, not doing that. I'm retired.
Yeah. I don't know. It'd be nice though. Like, they get the comedians in. They have a slew of comedians. I understand, like Bobby Kelly and Burt Kreischer, those guys are mega stars. And then they bring in the other guys from like New York and stuff. And, it kind of hurts my feelings a little bit because I'm like, man, I'm on the station. I'm a comedian. You know what? I'd like to come perform for the listeners. I think the listeners would like to see me perform. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a plus to have us on the boat, It'd be nice.
Somebody should it's a tough thing to kind of, push for and ask for, because it kind of makes you seem like
a thirsty bitch.
Yeah. Maybe you need to ploy one of your listeners to call in and suggest it. Be like, it'd be really funny if Johnny B was like the opener for Bobby Kelly or Mike Cannon or whoever's there this year. He's on,
but if it was on air,
write it down.
But they might just kind of clown on the idea. You know how those guys are. They'd be like, "Oh, Johnny Bittis, there's way too much sugar on the boat for him." Just make a joke.
Well, I don't know. Like I said, I think if enough people brought it up, you just get a few of them to call in, give them the bullet points.
Mike, Galvin, and Olivero are going to be at the wedding. They've all RSVP'd. They're all excited to be there.
Yeah.
I talked to Oliveira 2 days ago, and he was just confirming, and he's super excited about it. That's when I get him. I get them in a moment of weakness. They're all proud of me. They're at the wedding. They're drinking free. I'm paying for the drinks, Will, And then I go, man, this is great hanging out with you guys, in a setting that's not at work, man. We should do a vacation together, like a cruise or something.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be great? What are we doing in March? March would be perfect. Right around my birthday.
Wow.
Ooh, that's it. I say take Will and I on a cruise for my birthday.
Man, I didn't even get a post on the Bone Instagram on my birthday. You think you're taking me on a boat?
I don't know, man. Like, we'll perform. You know what I mean? That's what I'm
I
saying.
won't.
What do you mean? You're not going to perform? What if you write 5 minutes of stand-up?
Okay. I'll do that.
That'd be great. I think you could do it. I think you could nail 5 minutes without a problem.
I have my old 5 minutes that I used to do for about a year. That I
Yeah,
have memorized, that I just did over.
forget that. Let's write you like 5 minutes of good comedy.
Like, I just graduated college. Let me tell you. A long time ago.
Oh my God. Shark Tank. It's a brand new show. Let me tell you about it, guys. It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, listen, I support the idea. I think that'd be great, but I'm not going to hold my breath or anything.
Yeah, I know. And I'm not going to be upset if they don't. Like, I understand. It's a lot of money. I get it. I understand completely.
Text them now and be like, either get us on the boat or tear up your invitation to the wedding. You're going to get me, and we're not friends anymore.
I'm not going to do that at all. Rob W is in the chat. He says, love this. Thanks for live streaming together. I listen all the time and miss the live on air. Also, the fan duels you hosted personally make me feel like I have friends playing with y'all. Aw, I'm not doing the fan duels anymore. I'll just give you my $5, Rob. Okay, I suck. I'm not good at it. Just not. David G's on here on YouTube. Look at this. OG Beehole. I've missed you guys on late. I'm glad you're doing this. I'm back. Good job, David G. I haven't seen that guy.
In a long time. I don't think that's David G, is it?
I think so, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't think so.
I think it is. Oh, you know what? Maybe it isn't. That's a different David. You're right.
Yeah.
I know David G's got a weird ethnic last name also.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think I think this is David V, not David G.
David V. My bad, bro. Yeah. Miss you too.
Welcome back, man.
Welcome back, dude. Welcome back.
Where'd you go? What do you mean you're back? What happened?
Oh, that's Dave from Chi-Town. Okay. Yeah. Is it dorky that I know people, and a lot of us know people from their social media handle instead of their name?
Yeah.
Yeah. It is weird. I remember the first time I experienced that, and I thought they were the biggest nerds ever. Like, before Twitter, before Instagram and all that, people used to, when I used to play online poker a lot. And the first online poker site wasn't PokerStars. It wasn't Full Tilt. It wasn't even Party Poker. It was called PokerSpot.com. And it was right before Paradise Poker, which was like the first kind of mainstream poker site. And PokerSpot.com had they had this poker tournament at the World Poker Tour in Mississippi in 2002, and I was dealing that event. I was working for the World Poker Tour circuit events, and I was in Tunica, Mississippi. And I was like, they were like, hey, we need you to deal this tournament. It's being hosted by this website, PokerSpot. And I go, oh, yeah, I'm on PokerSpot.com. And they're like, yeah, well, it's all their players that they brought in for the tournament. But they didn't put their names on. They gave them name badges, all the players, but it had their created screen names. And it was a dork fest. I was like, ugh. I was like, I'm like the girl, this big, fat, nasty nerd girl. And her profile pic was like a hot girl, I remember, from the website, but she wasn't, right? And her name was like Poker Princess 69.
Nice.
Like, yeah, no, you're not a poker princess. You're a pokepotamus, is what you are. And it was all these other people, and they were like over the top, like, yeah, hey, it's me, Chucky05. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna stab every single one of these nerds, right? And now look, fast forward 20 years. We're all internet nerds, all of us.
Yeah, it's weird how that screen name kind of took off. I mean, I remember having a screen name on AOL Instant Messenger days. I think that was my first one that I
Yeah.
had, and
Yeah.
it was W2584, or I think most people would say Dubu 2584, and it was just WW, which is the
Uh-huh.
first initial of my name, and then my birth date and birth year, 2584. Not
Ah,
particularly clever or anything, but I used that for a lot of things for a very, very long time. It was like my online persona. That's who I was. I wasn't William Kuntz. I was Dubu 2584 online.
nice. Yeah, I know on AOL I was Da Comic, DACOMIC, and that's still my first YouTube channel is the comic, and that's the one that I can't log into anymore because it's a legacy account. It doesn't go through um, the Gmail, which you have to have now to have YouTube. So I can't log in, and that has 1,800 subscribers that I can't even tap into and get monetization or anything because I can't log in. YouTube won't help me log in; they just won't. So
You mean?
I try to get. You can't talk to anybody at YouTube. You
Yeah, right.
can't do it.
There's
Nobody
no
will.
way. I
Yeah,
I had that problem when I got locked out of my Instagram, and you know what I did? I went on YouTube and found some 15-year-old who knew the back channels of how to get a hold of somebody at
I've done
Inst
it all. I've done it all. I've tried for 6 months straight to get into that account, and it's impossible. Can't do it. I want to so bad because I would love to have access to all those subscribers. I mean, that's the one that I have my one video that has, over 2 million views. And the only reason why I got monetization on that is I had to use an outside company. And I have to give them a cut of the monetization because they monetized it because I couldn't even access my own account, which is crazy.
Wait, so somebody was taking money? I mean, I
A
feel like
company, yeah, a company from Australia reached out to me. He said, "Hey, you got all these views on this video, but you're not monetized. You're not making any money on it." And I said, "Yeah, I know." Because back then you had to monetize, you had to set up for monetization before you even released a video, or you're never getting paid on it. So I didn't think that video would ever do well. It wasn't until, Joe Rogan and a few other people talked about it, and then it caught fire, it blew up, and it was on a bunch of different BuzzFeed and things like that. So this company, what they do is they take videos that weren't monetized and you sign over the video rights to them, and then they give you a big percentage and they take a small percentage for hosting it. So that's
Hmm.
what I have a 70-30 split with them, and they monetized it basically.
I feel like now if you could sign into that account, you could just go into monetization and click monetize on the video, and you could get
Probably.
100% of
I don't know though, because I signed a contract with them. So I mean, they might.
Yeah, I guess probably not now.
But any other video I drop on there, it's got 1,800 subscribers. It's only going to get bigger. It's only going to have a better chance, So I mean, I'm really losing money every month, not being able to log into that account. It's really it's frustrating, and it pisses me off, to be honest. But I try not to even think about it because I'm like, I can't. I mean, if I had hair, I would have been pulling it out, trying to figure out how to get in there, and I just can't. Nobody
Yeah.
help me.
Yeah, man. I mean, I would say try to get on YouTube and research
I
how to
have.
get an old YouTube account. Find a
I've
14-year-old. They're the only ones.
I found them all. I found Indian dudes, 14-year-old dudes, 14-year-old Indian dudes, and they all have a solution, but that solution doesn't work for me. It just doesn't work because it's an old legacy account, and it just won't, like, it's too old of a YouTube channel. I think I created it in 2006 or 2005, and it just all the steps that they say to take doesn't work. Even Whitmore couldn't even get it to work for me, and he's a hacker. You know what I mean? He's really good with this stuff. He's just like, I don't know. I gotta somehow get a hold of somebody that works in YouTube, but there's no way to get a hold of them. They have these phone numbers and stuff. Nothing. You get nothing. Yeah, I need Elon Musk to buy YouTube.
He might.
Yeah.
I'm looking now. There's one video 4 months ago, how to recover your old YouTube channel without email and password.
Yeah. Doesn't work. Is it an Indian guy, like in a horrible lighting scenario?
No, it's Andrea Jean is her name.
A black girl?
Let's see. I'll click on it. Hopefully,
'Cause I think I watched that one too.
no, it's a pretty white lady.
Why'd you have to put pretty in there, dude?
She's pretty.
Racist.
What?
Nothing. Send me the link.
All right.
Jason Clark says, "Who's the skinny guy that sounds like Johnny B?" Love the show. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. I'm not skinny yet, but compared to a year ago, I'm pretty good. Pretty good. Absolutely. All right, I got it. I'll try it later, but I've all but given up. It's horrible. I can't get to it. I just can't. I want to.
Shame. It's a shame. You know.
Yeah.
You don't get back.
I know. I'd like to get that money, man. I want that money, baby.
Yeah, I feel you.
What did you want to get into some content or some jive? We've been kind of shooting the S for 40 minutes.
You know, I sent you. I don't have the woke news sounder, but I forgot that I sent you this morning. My buddy and I were having a conversation in Instagram,
Right.
and in the DMs, he changed. It notified me that he changed the settings. I forget the exact words here. Let me just pull up the article because I was like, what the hell is this? There is a transgender chat theme that you can get into and I guess customize your private DMs with your friends.
I'm confused. On what? Instagram?
Instagram. Yeah. Instagram, a transgender chat theme that adds shades of pink and blue to conversations on the photo and video platform. This chat is also available in the Messenger application. This guide will help you set up the transgender chat meme or chat theme, in the Instagram app.
Huh.
I mean,
I don't understand. Did they have regular gender themes?
Well, they got some other themes. They got thankful for friends, transgender, Taylor Swift. Is a few of them that they're pointing out here. That's interesting. How to use the transgender chat theme. Let's click on this article. Messenger released transgender chat theme with add shades of pink and blue to the conversation. When the transgender chat theme is activated, the conversation's emoji, also its quick reaction, will be updated to the transgender flag emoji.
Oh.
I just don't. I mean,
it's not hurting anybody, but
no, but it's just like that's just such an odd.
I think they just want to, they're just. They want people to think they care. They don't.
I don't know. I feel like it's more.
It's like virtue signaling a little bit.
Honestly, I feel like it's more kind of pushing it into people's faces and being.
I don't want to believe it's always that, but it does seem that way. But if you point that out, you sound like a crazy person.
I don't know if you sound like a crazy person, but you definitely could be portrayed as as a bigot, essentially.
You know what a guy told me last night? Crazy that we're on woke news now, right?
Yeah.
I was playing VR poker last night on my Oculus, and there's a guy on there, big Johnny B fan, because when I met him on the Oculus in a poker room back in April, he was like, "Oh, your name's Johnny B Comedy. What do you do are you a comic?" I go, "Yeah, I do, stand up and I'm a radio personality." So he looked me up, started listening to downloaded the Bone app. He listens in Arizona. He downloaded the Bone app and he's going through leukemia. He's battling leukemia right now. So he's driving back and forth to California for treatments and stuff, listening to us the whole time. And he said he got his family listening and everything. Well, he said to me last night, he goes, yeah, he goes, most of my family likes you too. He goes, my sister don't like you because she thinks you're too right wing. And I go, how am I right wing? And here's what he said that she said, I'm right wing because I'm not vaccinated.
Yeah.
And because I question the scientist when it comes to COVID.
Huh.
That makes me right wing.
And still, like how recent was this conversation?
I don't know when she had that conversation with him, but he told me that last night. I go, what? How's that right wing? I don't understand what you're talking about. Like,
right.
It's weird.
What a stupid phrase. Right.
You know what I mean? Like, what are you talking about? Like, that is weird. because I didn't get vaccinated, I'm a right winger. It's so weird to me. I don't get that.
I mean, there's a lot of, if you look at the bell curve on that whole thing, it's a lot of people who didn't graduate high school, high unvaccination rates, and also PhDs. I believe were the first and highest of unvaccinated people in the country. The midwits, kind of everybody in between, were the ones who got vaccinated. And there was a big portion of those people. Did you see the Washington Post? Just, I'm nervous to talk about this on YouTube. I don't know.
Oh boy.
Say, but Washington Post just put out an article that more people who are vaccinated are now dying of COVID-19.
Oh no, it's more than the Washington Post. It's been released on 4 different major sites, including, really left-leaning sites, which is weird, that they would even post it. So, yeah, I mean, look, a lot of us unvaccinated people are looking a little smarter now. Sorry, but I was gonna get vaccinated, but I got COVID, and I recovered from it, and I talked to a lot of very smart people in the medical world, like that have firsthand knowledge that said, these antibodies are probably going to be just as good, if not better, than the vaccine, from everything that we're seeing in research from Israel and the Cleveland Clinic, and California did a full study. New York did a full study. So I wasn't just like out on this like limb, just guessing at it, the vaccine is there to, originally they said it would prevent it, but then they pulled back and said, no, it will lessen the effects. And I still believe that probably does, if you're somebody that needs that, like somebody that's old or somebody that's sickly, then yeah, I'm not anti-vax. I just don't think everybody needed it. I think if you recovered from COVID and you're a pretty healthy person, you don't really need to do it. But at the end of the day, I'm pro-choice. You know what I mean? You should be able to make these decisions on your own and not be forced to do it. Kind of like, abortion and things like that. So it's just weird. People are like, oh, you're out there killing people. No, I'm not. Because the vaccinated people are spreading it just as much as everybody else. So that's the thing.
I don't think anybody really fights about it anymore. But I see stuff like that, and I just go, yeah. I mean, why did I know this stuff a year ago? And it was an issue. I mean, gosh, even more than that now. How long have we been dealing with this? This is 2 years,
2.5 years, almost 3 years. Yeah.
And I felt like, because a lot of my friends were doctors and stuff, and they gave me a bunch of crap about this stuff, and I feel like I was right about 90% of the stuff that I talked about during that time, and including being really early on the lab leak hypothesis, which isn't confirmed, but come on, that's what it was.
Yeah, come on,
just stop it. But I'll never get any apologies or anything like that. I mean, I got not forced, but I was going to a bachelor party last year, and they kind of demanded that some of the goers demanded that I be inoculated for this disease, even though I just had it. And but they demanded it, or they weren't going to go. So I went ahead and just got that fake one that doesn't work, and went on the stupid bachelor party. And then after we got back from the bachelor party, they went to a wedding in Los Angeles. A bunch of those people all got COVID.
Yeah,
all got COVID. So I'll never get an apology from any of them, but it just is what it is. I guess. I don't know.
The bottom line is the Washington Post, and I saw, like I said, multiple, outlets releasing the same data, and this is scientific data, folks. This isn't opinion. Vaccinated people are dying more than unvaccinated people from COVID. So that's just numbers, man. That's it. I mean, I don't know why that's happening. Maybe older people got vaccinated, and maybe older people are dying. Who knows?
That was the whole thing too, was that they said, well, you're less, at first they said you couldn't get it and you couldn't spread it.
You don't have to wear your mask anymore. The president came out and said it. You get vaccinated, you won't have to wear a mask, you can't get COVID.
And then they were like, well, okay, but you'll be less likely to have severe illness or get or die from it if you have it. You go,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you'll be fine. Yeah.
And now we're getting around to, you're actually more likely to die if you've had, and I get it that there's other factors of there's a lot of people vaccinated. I think it's like 70%.
There's a lot of people vaccinated, and then there's a lot of people. Most of the people that didn't get vaccinated have natural immunity. Pretty much everybody's gotten COVID. Pretty much.
Yeah,
multiple times. So,
but still, like even if that's true, that more people are vaccinated, ergo more people, but it's supposed to keep you from dying. That's the whole reason of taking it now, right? That's what the current narrative is.
Yeah, so is a seatbelt in your car, but that doesn't work most of the time either.
Is that true?
I mean, if you get, I don't know, I'm just making that number. I'm just saying, if you drive off a bridge and you got your seatbelt on, you're probably gonna die.
Right. Okay. So that's fair enough. But
my point is, it's not foolproof. They don't. The Ford doesn't say put your seatbelt on. And you're guaranteed to live through every crash.
Yes. Yeah. I don't think there's any official guarantee on that. I don't know how much of a guarantee they put on the vaccine either, but they said certainly way less likely.
Oh yeah, that's been made clear, and and I think a lot of people still feel that way. And like I said it 5 minutes ago. If I was, somebody that had all these pre-existing conditions and all that jive, if I was, a cancer survivor, if I had diabetes, if I had all that stuff going on, I would probably consider getting the vaccine. I mean, I would have, but once I got the natural immunity, with the 2020 OG version and then the Omicron, I'm pretty solid. Like I live with a nurse that was on the COVID unit and it's still on the COVID unit, although it's not a COVID unit anymore. Now they just bring in COVID patients when they happen. Even though I'm hearing there's a surge, they never really have COVID patients. But she said to me that they almost never get COVID patients that have gotten it twice naturally. Like once they got it naturally, they don't have a repeat, but they get a lot of vaccinated COVID patients, a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm getting it firsthand, like from somebody that's experiencing it, on a regular basis. And she was very confident with me not being vaccinated once I recovered from COVID. And I got it before there was a vaccine. So, the vaccine came out a month after I recovered from COVID. So I couldn't have got it if I wanted to.
Well, I don't know if that's true. I had it in October 2020, I think.
I mean, I couldn't have got it ahead of time. This is what I'm saying. Like
I'm gonna keep getting it. I just had it last month. So probably every October I'm gonna end up getting it, and
because you're vaccinated.
Do whatever,
sucker.
I didn't get the mRNA one though. I got the fake one.
Yeah, Johnson. I don't know. So look, we're probably all gonna keep getting it. I don't know why we even test anymore. That to me, that's crazy. I mean, it's at the point now where it's like the flu and everything else. It's something we're gonna have to live with forever. It's gonna be different variations of it. I mean, nobody goes out and gets a test kit for a stomach bug or the flu or anything else that we've been going through since the beginning of time. But now it's like this. You get the scarlet letter. Like you see people on Facebook, prayers up, everybody. Just tested positive for COVID. And I want to reply, like, you have the sniffles. Settle down. You know what I mean? Like, can you taste your food? You can taste your food, can't you? Jackass? Because I couldn't for 3 weeks.
It's weird now with the COVID stuff is the Chinese people are kind of like, all right, enough of this, because they're still doing the zero COVID thing.
They're protesting against that government, like the government that runs you over with tanks.
They have to be pretty fed up.
Yeah.
They're protesting the Chinese government. That's the most Orwellian.
They got drones and robots out there keeping you in your house. Like, I'd be scared to protest in China.
Barricading you in your house.
Yeah.
All this crazy stuff. And they're starting to do it. But it's weird because a lot of these, the Brownstone Institute did a kind of a media comparison on this. And many in media, Taylor Lorenz at the Washington Post is still writing about how we need to have more restrictive policies because of COVID. And it's like, how? And Anthony Fauci's still saying it. I mean, the media was saying early. Let's see. Here's some headlines from.
Crazy, man. I can't believe anybody would listen to him still. Like, I don't know anybody, liberal, conservative, anybody that trusts or wants to hear from Anthony Fauci. If you still like that little midget, I don't know what you're doing, because he has switched his story so many times. Like, whoa, no.
I think he's retired. Sorry, I think he's retiring or retired. I don't know. I think he's coming up on his last few days in office here. But I mean, you got the Washington Post. The U.S. has absolutely no control over the coronavirus. China is on top of the tiniest risks. The New Yorker, how China controlled the coronavirus. That's from 2020. Salon magazine doesn't have a date. China eradicated COVID-19 within months. Why won't America learn from them? And it's quoting the CDC director, Rochelle Walensky.
When was that? When did she write that?
I don't think she wrote this article, but she did, certainly tout them, and they've been doing it up to very recently.
No,
too.
but China's in a bad surge right now. They're having a bad surge of COVID right now, and one of the reasons why a lot of people are saying, and I saw this on, a pretty liberal outlet, they're saying China refuses to use the vaccines that the rest of the world's using. They're not using the Moderna. They're not using Pfizer. They're using their own Chinese vaccine. And I guess, from the report I saw, which I'm sure is pretty biased, the Chinese vaccine doesn't work as well as all the vaccines that the rest of the world is using. And that's why they're going through this surge, because they're not updating it for the variants and everything else. I have no idea, but it just goes to show you the lockdowns, they don't work. They're actually it seems like they're worse off. Like, I don't know what it is.
They're still pushing it, which is crazy. Even though, China's having there was a lot of, like, Rochelle Walensky from the CDC was just quoting China's numbers without any sort of, I wonder if these are real or not. She's just like, well, it's Sweden has, what the number was per million deaths, and it's very close to ours. China, meanwhile, has a very low number per million. It's like, well, why do you trust their numbers?
Yeah.
I don't understand why you would just go with that, unless there's some sort of, working together more deeply than they're admitting. But Bill Gates was another one. Remember him saying that China's authoritarian response and blaming America on their freedom for not controlling the pandemic. I mean, there's so many in this article here of just Jerome Adams, for God's sakes. That was Trump's guy, Surgeon General. And he was talking about how China's response to this and locking down was so great, and not just masking, but mitigation. I mean, there's a lot of people, and like I said, even still, they're still talking about doing what China is doing currently. It's nuts, absolutely insane.
Yeah, I'm good.
Experts. You got to trust the experts.
Look, we've moved on in this country and most countries. I mean, I watched the World Cup today, which was going to be the big story of the day if we did that. The USA winning 1-0 over Iran, or Iran, however you say it. I say Iran. But I'm watching these big crowds of people in Qatar. Nobody's wearing a mask. I'm watching crowds of people celebrating in England and all over Europe and everything else. Nobody's wearing a mask. I'm looking at local newscast here. You got Josh Cassio, Fox 13. He's out at McDenton's in South Tampa, and they're having a giant World Cup watch party. Nobody's wearing a mask. You know what I mean? Not even the media. It's over. It's over. And we're not going back to that. We're not going to do it. And I know there's some people that are pushing it. They're like, we should, lock the kid. They asked Fauci the other day if we should keep the kids out of school again because there's surges or whatever and flus and stuff, and he's giving this, it depends on, the local government and what everybody has a different circumstance. And so I'm like, I don't care what the circumstance is. They proved keeping the kids out of school, it messed them up. They're all behind now, socially and education wise. They're jacked up from it, and it just I guess I'm sounding like a right winger. I'm not trying to.
Yeah, a little bit. That's
Sorry,
okay.
dude.
That's okay. You can be that way on some things and not on other things, and that's okay.
I like to feel that way. I like to say I'm very liberal on some stuff and very fed up on some other stuff. So yeah.
So I don't know. They can't lock us down here because we have guns in this country, and that's why they're doing their best to take them away.
Yeah.
Or try to, anyways. But good luck. And there's more guns than people
Did you
here.
see Biden said yesterday, he goes, I can't believe we still have semi-automatic weapons in this country. And I'm like, I can. It's because we can't trust you guys. That's why. That's why the rule was put in place. So that
Semi-automatic gun is a handgun.
I know.
That's what everybody has.
It just means you don't own a musket. You know, that's all it means. That you could just pull the trigger fast.
I mean,
you
so
know?
I guess he's cool with like shotguns and revolvers.
No, I want you to have to pump it like a Daisy BB gun every
Right.
time.
Yeah.
Then you just get people doing mass shootings like this. You know? I just don't get it.
People would die if that were the case, Johnny. Less people would die if everybody was locked in their houses.
That is true.
Just live in a room full of pillows. You know, life's trying to kill you.
Build the house out of Nerf.
Yeah.
Build the sidewalk out of Nerf. Brian Regan used to do a joke about that a long time ago. Like if you just build everything out of Nerf, like people couldn't even commit suicide. They would jump off a building. It would be the most joyful thing they ever did. It's like, wee, and it just bounce. Oh, I feel way better now. You know, like that's what we need. We need to just bubble wrap everybody and build everything out of Nerf and make sure it's all ran on electric power. And
Yeah,
we'll be fine.
I mean, it's really just scarred people. Like it's kept their life is really trying to kill you. Everything's trying to kill you. It's amazing that we're even alive. And there's other viruses out there. You can get sick and die from. There's so many things.
The threat of nuclear war.
Yeah, I mean, but
I
just
thought about that the other day, Will. I thought about that. I was like, I'll be so pissed off if I hit my 100-pound weight loss goal and they tell us the bomb's coming. Because I would have been like, I could have been eating hamburgers this whole time. This whole time, I could have just been eating whatever I want. And now that's it. It's the end.
I mean, that's going to be the case anyway at some point. So, I mean, you could still go by that logic and just eat your hamburgers.
I'd rather try to make it another 25 years. You know, that'd be fun.
That's human preservation. Some people don't even have that anymore. They just don't. They just don't have that. So consider yourself lucky for feeling that way, because it's getting to be a more rare of a trait in our personalities.
Yeah, I got people around me I'd like to hang out with. And if it wasn't for that, if it wasn't for the people around me that I kind of want to be around for a while, I probably would I'd be laying in a Five Guys right now on a pile of peanut shells, just eating a double cheeseburger.
Sounds good. It sounds
real good. Sounds real good.
All right, dude, we've done an hour.
All right.
I think we should retire for the evening.
Sounds good. We'll be back tomorrow night on FM radio on 102.5 The Bone after Ask the Dom at 10 o'clock to midnight. It is weigh-in Wednesday. And hopefully we'll have Kelly with us. I don't know. We'll see.
I think we will.
Okay.
We should. Yeah.
Sounds good.
You want to play our outro music?
Oh, yeah. I forgot. I have that, don't I? Okay. Hold, please. I got to go through all my soundboards. Oh, that's not it, but I like it. Ooh. Let's go with it.
Listening to Out of Bounds.
Oh.
Your host,
Oh my God. That's from my football podcast that I gave up on already. I should bring that back. I mean, I am paying for it.
How many episodes of Out of Bounds did you do?
5 or 6, I think.
Wow.
Not enough, dude.
Man.
I know. I suck. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Thanks, everybody on Facebook, YouTube, everywhere you've been listening. We're really trying to get this thing fired up on off nights and do more of these streams for you. Thanks, Mike C, Rob W, Andrew, all the folks that tuned in tonight, David V, Scott, and somebody named Randomly Suggested, like that. And Photo Day Pros, that average-looking girl, Alyssa, and everybody else for tuning in. We do appreciate it. Follow and interact. Johnny B Comedy on Twitter, at home_made_man is Will on everything. WillsYouTube.com. That's where this will be, and that's where you should be. He not only puts this stream up, but he also puts a stream up with a dead girl, HMBradio.com. Every Wednesday afternoon. Yeah, so do all that. JohnnyBComedy.com. YouTube.com/Johnny B Show is the new YouTube. All that stuff. just support us by clicking on all those things, and we'll appreciate it. I got some new subs last night. You?
I did. Yeah. Thanks for doing
Shout
that.
out, Tommy
I'm
Clemens.
only about 800 shy of the being able to monetize. So be there any day now.
Make it happen, folks. We'll see you on Real Radio tomorrow night. Have a great rest of your evening. Bye-bye, beeholes.
Bye.